Okay, hello everyone. I am formerly Film Fanatic 57 here with.
Channel Ryan 96, and we are here to do our first episode of
Cinema Miscellaneum, our new unscripted podcast that we're going to be putting up every Sunday, in which we discuss the one or two big releases of the week, and then we just kind of talk about other random movie crap that interests us. So yeah, let's get right into this. Now, to start things off, we're actually going to talk about a bit of film news that was released this week. Unfortunately, it was a very slow week for movie buzz, so there's very little to really talk about, but there was this one story.
Okay, I shall take this one away. The Academy Award-winning director of An Inconvenient Truth was hired to make a 3D biopic about Justin Bieber's life, and he was going to be playing himself. And apparently, the director, Davis Guggenheim, was getting, a lot of crap from fellow documentary makers, so he actually dropped out. Mm-hmm. But, someone else is still slated in to direct the movie. It's coming out in February 2011. Once again, in 3D. What do you think about this, Ivan?
Yes, this thing is happening, and we really don't have to spend much time on this, because it's pretty clear. I don't hate Justin Bieber, but I really don't like his music. It's just not the type of thing I enjoy listening to. So I have really no interest in this at all, but, I think we can all say a Justin Bieber biopic was kind of inevitable, or at least like a 3D concert film. And I think kind of maybe the reason Davis Guggenheim dropped out is it could have been just that he was getting crap from fellow documentarians, but maybe it was he actually wanted to do some things with the biopic that the studio didn't really like, so they kind of, went, screw you, go away.
Yeah, I think that this is incredibly pathetic for one reason. There are just tons of other people, not just musicians, just other people out there who are infinitely more deserving of, a movie made about their life.
Yeah, well, it's not about how deserving they are, it's just about how popular they are. And, Justin Bieber is, the big crap right now, so...
But, they could have at least waited a couple years. In 2002, Eminem had a movie made about his life. That was called 8 Mile. It was actually a fairly decent movie because the guy actually had...
And one that Ryan can very much relate to.
Oh, yeah, Film Fanatic, he makes fun of me because I live in Michigan, in Ann Arbor, which is a town an hour away from Detroit, but to him, it basically means I live in Detroit on 8 Mile.
It's an inside joke, but anyway, go on, please.
Yeah, so I think this is just going to be a total cash grab of a movie. I'm actually kind of looking forward to reviewing it in, February or whatever, if only for the chance to take it apart, but, who knows, it could be decent, but most likely not.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that this is a total cash grab, and they're gonna rush this, definitely. We're probably gonna be seeing it very soon, if it does happen, and it most definitely will happen, so, yeah.
I looked on Wikipedia, Wikipedia, it's literally coming out in 6 months. I don't want to pull up a date or anything, because I would, make sound effects, but yeah. It's coming out very, very soon, and I think they're going to rush it, and I'm not just saying this because I'm not a Justin Bieber fan. I truly think this is going to be a bad film.
Yeah, it's, they pulled it, I think they pulled it off with something like This Is It, but I really don't think they can generate that kind of thing for a freaking Justin Bieber biopic.
Yeah, he has absolutely no life experience, but anyway... Let's not.
Alright, so, I think it's pretty clear our thoughts on the film. If you have any thoughts of your own, feel free to leave them in the comments. But anyway, we're going to get on to kind of just spending some time on the films we've been watching. And after that, we're going to get to our big review of the weekend, which is of Adam McKay's new film, The Other Guys. But first of all, we're just going to talk about a few movies that are on our minds right now and that we'd like to discuss. So, Ryan, you start this out.
Yeah, Film Fanatic and we're both going to be reviewing both an older, meaning his is from the 30s.
Just basically not a new release.
Yeah, and then we're going to be reviewing a new release, but I'm going to be doing the new release first. So, a couple weeks ago, a movie was released onto the art house scene called The Kids Are All Right. It was released at Sundance. It's been getting a lot of hype and a lot of buzz since then. I put a review on my YouTube account, but basically, it goes there's this lesbian couple named Nick and Jules, and they both have 2 kids, which they had from a sperm donor. And so, when the kids reach of age, they get really curious as to who their father is, and so they get in contact with him. And then he kind of begins to become a part of the family in a way, but it causes a lot of tension and a lot of like troubles for the family. So that's kind of that's the main basic plot of the movie. And I think this is one of the best movies of the year. I think this is an absolutely it's a fantastic movie on just so many different levels. I mean, Julianne Moore and Annette Bening, who played Nick and Jules, they're both just great. I mean, like, they're both great actresses just in general. But I mean, here they just bring like so much just texture and just life to their performances. And Mark Ruffalo, who is, in my opinion, a total badass, he's great here as well. But then again, he's Mark Ruffalo. I mean, he's not really bad in anything. Unless it's like a romantic comedy or something. But, like, yeah, just the performances are just all around great. I think the best part of it is the screenplay because, I mean, like, they just bring such life to these characters. I mean, it's just a really realistic but also just really sweet and poignant movie. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 when I reviewed it on my YouTube account, but I've been thinking about it the last couple of days. I think it might be a 5 out of 5. It's definitely one of my favorites of 2010 so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to see the film yet. I mean, it started out with a limited release, but it's gradually expanding as the buzz gets stronger and stronger. I mean, it's got like, a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes, so people are just loving the crap out of this thing, and I'll have to check it out eventually, but it's good to hear that you like it, Ryan.
Yeah, so Film Fanatic here, he saw an advanced screening of a movie that is coming out in a couple of weeks. Tell us all about it. Yeah, okay,
alright, let's just get right into this. I saw Takers, the film which is coming out August 27th. I saw it today, actually, at an advanced screening, and, actually, before I get into this, can I just note that, like, Takers is one of the worst titles, just, like, ever? I mean, that's just, like, Takers. I mean, just for you guys, like, listening to this right now, just say it. Just say, like, Takers. Say that. Takers. It's a pathetic title.
I personally think they took it kind of from Taken, because it came out at around the time that people went into production, and they're like, oh, that's kind of cool, that's a kind of badass name, and then they found some variation on it. I truly think that's what it is.
Well, actually, this movie started out with the name Bone Deep, which, even though that's not really that great of a title either, it's like 8 times better than freaking Takers. But anyway, yeah, Takers looks like complete crap. I mean, the trailers are horrible, none of the actors are really appealing to anyone except for, like, girls.
Chris Brown to girls who like to get, like, beaten.
And really the only actor in this movie that I actually like is Idris Elba. I'm a pretty big fan of him, mostly because he was in my favorite TV show of all time, The Wire, but, anyway, yeah, Takers looks terrible. I mean, it's been pushed back so many times. The trailer for this came out, sometime last year?
I saw the trailer to this movie, literally, 16 months ago. I mean, they've been pushing this back and pushing this back. Well, maybe not 16 months, but definitely over a year.
Damn. Well, okay, Takers is not terrible, okay? It's not unwatchable. I think it's solid in its own right, but there's really very little good about it, and I think most of the film's problems come from its screenplay that just seems very, very rushed. I mean, there's all these subplots in the movie that really just make no sense and just add time to the film that could have been spent on other more important things, like actual character development. And, yeah, that's a big problem with the movie, because it's another one of those movies where you got this, team of badasses, and they just do nothing with them. I mean, Chris Brown, he has no, it's not that, I mean, it's not that he's bad, because, I mean, he's okay, but why is he in this movie? He literally does absolutely nothing. Seriously, just nothing. He has no purpose in this film whatsoever, and I think that they could have, taken the time that they spent on other less important characters, they give Idris Elba's character and Matt Dillon's character some really unnecessary subplots. They could have actually devoted that to, kind of making the bond between these guys seem stronger, and I think that would have made the movie, at least more interesting, if not more effective overall. But, I mean, it's not a terrible film. I mean, it moves at a very quick pace, and there's always something going on. I was never bored during the film. I mean, there is a lot of action, even though the action is, freaking terrible. I mean, not only is there just way too much shaky cam, but, there are seriously moments where, what was on screen just made absolutely no sense. It was just a bunch of blurry colors put together. And, I mean, the